Hello again and welcome back for another G.I. Joe Classified series review. This time it is the fourth Dreadnought in the line. Hopefully Road Pig is getting closer and closer. This time it is Ripper. So I picked this guy up from the Big Bad Toy Store. This is how much I paid for him. Taking a look at the packaging, this is one of the last we'll see in this packaging. As we know, we are returning to the window plastic packaging. Looks like he's got a drum kit in the back there. On the side, some really nice artwork of the maniacal Ripper, 102 in the line, that nice rendered image on the back, standing at a massive 6'5". He's got a razor blade for an earring there, some tats. On the side, the QR code and all his particulars. So let's open it up, have a look. Okay, so here he is out of the packaging with all of his accessories. Starting off with the biggest accessory, the power jaws. Assault rifle, pistol, combat knife, ammo clip, and sunnies. So taking a closer look at his accessories, everything is, as you'd expect, over the top. Starting off with the power jaws. This is a massive accessory, and it is actually pretty cool. It is articulated, so you can open up the jaws there, close them up. It also has an articulated handle. Some rubber hosing here. You can see the fan there for the motor. It is a nice piece. You've yet to see whether or not he can hold it. I'll have a look at that in a moment. There isn't much going on in terms of the paint application. Some silver here and then on the exhaust, and then the actual jaws themselves are a very, very dark, like a bolt metal silver, but that is about it. But I don't know what else you'd really want. And then the assault rifle, look at this. Now, I welcome it. The Dreadnoughts are, completely over the top, very Mad Max inspired, and this is no different. So it does come with a removable clip, which you can just get in like that. Is that in the right way? Oops, no. There we go, that's better. Yeah, so it's actually pretty decent, and it is a little bit sturdier than the flimsy rubbery plastic I've come used to. Has this really unusual bayonet here, nice bolt metal grey. Everything else is just this flat grey. And then take a look at his combat dagger, complete with what look like knuckle dusters. It's pretty cool. The sculpting is quite nice. The serrated edge there, nice bolt metal silver, just a flat grey for the handle. And then keeping up the theme of over the top, I'm not sure if this is a pistol or a reciprocating saw or both, but it's pretty cool nonetheless. And then finally his sunnies or safety goggles, although I don't think he gives much of a shit about safety, so these are definitely sunnies, and they do actually fit really, really nice. Here we are. So taking a closer look at Ripper, there is a lot going on here, a real lot. So starting off with the top, let's have a look at that sculpt. It's really mental. The paint application isn't the best. You can see the teeth here. You can see what they're going for, this very unstable sort of growl. The beard is nicely done. The horrible, in a good way, mullet at the back, which runs into a mohawk, and then he has a tear tattoo on his eye. But yeah, the paint application for the teeth, it just goes over onto the lips and a little bit onto his tash, which is a bit of a shame. But other than that, it is very unique. Obviously, he has a razor blade earring here, although on the back yeah, it's a little bit more silver there than actually on this one. So I know that's a rendered shot, but yeah, a bit misleading. And then moving down, he has this necklace of razor blades. It's a little bit annoying because it just sort of floats there, and every time you move his head, his awful rat tail mullet is just gonna flick it up. Yeah, so that's a bit annoying. And then he has, I guess this is webbing. He's got a couple of grenades here, and then these spiked shoulder pads, and then a sheath there for his blade, and that does fit in really well. Just pops straight in like that. And one thing which I really appreciate with this figure is the inclusion of this peg on the back of the webbing, so you can actually peg his rifle. There we go. Yeah, nice inclusion. I've said it before, I really like it when you can get most of, if not all of the accessories onto the figure. And then continuing on, as with the original vintage Ripper, he has this green camo singlet on. You can't really see much of it because of the webbing, but it is actually sculpted on. It's not just painted, it's a separate raised piece. And it follows all the way around to the back. Again, peg hole here for a figure that doesn't have a backpack. It's a shame because from memory, unless I'm mistaken, the original vintage Ripper, he had like a jerry can of gasoline. Again, I can't remember if I just gave my version that jerry can and it came with another one. Let me know in the comments if that's the case, but it would have been nice to have something to peg in there. And then take a look at these tats. So I can't remember which figure it was. It might not even be in this line, it might have been in the Action Force line. Really nice tattoo, but it moved across where the split was for the articulation. So you really had to line it up. Not an issue here. They've gone for one on the bicep, or rather this section of his arm, and then one on the forearm, so it's not a problem at all. Also on his right, he has, looks like the Grim Reaper on his right shoulder. And then moving down, he has these spiked gauntlets, or rather he has the one on the right and then just a straightforward wristband, not separate, that is actually sculpted on. He has chain here off his belt. This belt is all sculpted. The denim, very nicely done. And he also has the holster for his very unusual pistol, but it just fits in perfectly. Yeah, very nice. So the overall aesthetic is spot on, exactly what I would expect from a 6-inch version of that 3 3/4-inch retro Ripper. Okay, although it doesn't come with a heap of accessories, let's do a loadout. Okay, there we are. As you saw, it wasn't too much of a challenge to get the power jaws in his hands. It doesn't look like it's going to stay. I'll have to play around with it a little bit more, but overall, that's not too bad. And he also doesn't have any issues standing up. I probably will give him a stand because he is a little bit overburdened at the front there. But with all of his accessories on there, and there's no accessory left out there, he is carrying or holding everything that he comes with. So really pleased with that. Okay, so let's run over the articulation. Not expecting anything unusual here. He is completely pinless, but starting off with the head, I am expecting a little bit of resistance because of the mullet and the beard, and as expected, he does get down, but not much because of the beard, and likewise not much back because of his mullet, but he does get side to side and some wobble, and the neck is separate from the actual head, a peg down below and a peg up above. Butterfly joints at the shoulder, so complete rotation, also bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, backwards and forwards on the peg for the wrist, as well as complete rotation. And then he does get quite a lot of ab crunch all the way down to there. and then all the way back, massive ab crunch, and then rolled off hips, so he does get full range of motion, not restricted by the belt. He has the drop down legs with a thigh cut, and this one, because of the placement of the holster, it's not restricting it. Double jointed knee. Boot cut, and then rocker and pivot at the ankle. So yeah, articulation's good. Okay, so my final thoughts on the G.I. Joe Classified Series Ripper. You know, from the G.I. Joe grunts and flints all the way up to the Zartans and the Dr. Mindbenders, I'd be hard pressed to find a toy line with a larger variety of characters. And the Dreadnoks fit in very, very differently from the military-based G.I. Joe. But that's what I like about them. They are essentially a bunch of absolute lunatics, very much inspired by the second Mad Max movie, and this figure does not disappoint. He is exactly what you would want in a 6-inch version of the vintage Ripper. He comes with a ridiculous array of weapons. The figure himself is completely over the top, as you'd expect. He's probably not for everyone, but then if you aren't really into these types of figures, I'd probably recommend staying clear of the Dreadnoks, full stop. But me, I welcome them, and this is a great figure and a fantastic addition. I can highly recommend him. He is still available at the Big Bad Toy Store, so don't delay. Well, that about wraps up this review. I certainly hope that you have enjoyed it, and if you have, give the video a like and consider subscribing. And until next time, take care.